Stay laying down for a moment is fine, or however you feel comfortable, wherever you are. If you're seated, if you're laying down, stick with that. I'm just gonna start the music over again, so don't mind me. Okay. So welcome. So, pretty much carry on as you were. You were doing great. Just taking a moment to let go of the outside world and to explore our own inner world by just closing down the eyes and observing what's going on. What we sometimes miss when we're focused externally. Such as watching the flow of the breath coming in and out of the body, rising, falling, like the waves of the ocean. And just like watching the ocean, watching our breath is very relaxing. Feeling our worries washing away. Present, in tune with nature and its natural flow. Feeling more and more relaxed. And as we continue to observe the body, we'll focus our attention all the way up at the crown of the head. And just notice it becoming more relaxed. Maybe you feel sensation attached with that, either warmth or tingling or just softening or anything you become aware of. And feeling that relaxation pouring down the head. Down the sides of the head, the forehead, to the eyelids as they become more and more relaxed. It's almost as if you're closing your eyes again as you go deeper. Feeling that relaxation down through the jaw, down the sides and the back of the neck, through the shoulders as we completely let go, allowing ourselves to just become present, to experience this moment, experience our body, feeling that relaxation pouring down the left arm, slowly down to the fingertips as the palms and fingers become more relaxed, down the right arm, all the way down to the fingertips. Feeling that relaxation pouring down the body, down the chest, the upper back, the abdomen, the lower back, through the hips, all the way down. Completely letting go. And as we become aware of how nice it feels to finally relax, it just makes us feel like going even deeper, melting into that space, feeling finally at home in our body, in the moment. That relaxation pours down the left leg, down the thigh, the calf, to the sole of the foot, through the toes, and down the right leg, pouring down calf, all the way to the sole of the foot, and through the toes on the right foot. Aware of your entire body now, feeling completely relaxed, letting go of any thoughts and just experiencing this moment for what it is. And that's all yoga is about. It's just observation, doing things and observing how they affect us. Learning about who we are. It's like the science of self. And so we'll do a few things in the class and we'll observe how they affect us and learn a little bit more about ourselves in whatever way that takes shape. So let's take a deep breath in and let out a big sigh and melt down into the floor. And we'll do that twice more, breathing all the way in and letting everything go. And one more time, filling all the way in, holding the breath for a moment, and then full release as we melt all the way down. Sometimes in a sound healing, we just spend the whole time laying back and soaking it in. Sometimes it's good to do a bit of work ourselves. And I find the combination of movement and sound is very powerful. And so I welcome you to find your way to your feet. A big shock. But we will make our way to our feet as you're ready. Maybe rolling off to one side and softly pushing the floor away. And we'll slowly come up. And so for our journey today, we have a nice selection of slow-paced music accompanied with binaural beats. So if you're familiar with binaural beats, or if you're not, it's sort of a scientific development of sound, of being able to use sound to work in a therapeutic way with the brainwave states. And there's lots of it on YouTube and stuff. It's a pretty common thing for people going to sleep or different things like that. And so in these frequencies we have aligned and the music to work through the energy centers of the body today, or the chakras, which may be something you're new to or not part of your general belief system. The good news is you don't have to believe in it or whatever. It's just a framework to have a look at some different attributes that are a part of life. So the first center is at the base of the body, and I've created these beautiful visuals. So the first center is associated with the color red. Didn't exactly make that, but got it set up for us. So the color red, and it's having to do with our connection to the earth. So our most basic requirements in life, like food, shelter, safety, security, friendship, family. And we're going to bring our awareness to that center. And it's actually located at the very base of the body, pointing down towards the earth. And each center has a sound that's associated with it. And so that's the cool part, is we can use these sounds and create some inner vibration from ourself, as well as absorbing some nice sounds through the headphones as well, and the two work together. Okay, so we'll bring our hands to our lower belly. And the sound for this center is like UH, very grunty, primal kind of earthy sound. And so we're gonna make that sound together. Don't worry, no one will hear you because you've got headphones on. And it's more for yourself and the vibration of that, and just getting familiar with our own singing voice, which some of us have unfortunately lost along the way. But singing is a part of being human, and so is dance. So we'll bring in some movement and dance. So just to make it easy, we'll do the first few rounds. You can do them silently. So we're gonna go, oh, and open the arms up. And as we inhale, we'll draw the hands back to the belly. Imagine it's like a paintbrush, and you're dipping the paintbrush again back into paint, and then we paint with it by going, oh. And inhale, the hands come back to the belly. You can start to make that louder as we go, and we'll do a few rounds like that. And you can allow your body to sway as well, and don't sing when I sing, just sing when you run out of breath. Bringing that red color to mind. And we'll do a few more rounds like this. And allowing the movement to become free, almost like some sort of slow motion martial art Tai Chi movement, like you're painting the world around you with your hands as you move. Bring our hands back to that center. Hands back on the belly, the lower belly again. And again, imagining that color red, that center. And I like to think of these centers as the strings of the guitar, of our human guitar. And we're just tuning our guitar, which is essential. If you want to play the guitar, you have to tune it first, or it's going to sound bad. And if we want to live in life, well, we have to take the time to tune ourselves, or the songs we try to play might not come out the way we thought they would. Just tuned our bass string, so that's good news. And next we're going to slide the hands up to just below the belly button. To the Second, the sacral center or the Swadhisthana energy center or chakra. Chakra means wheel or vortex, because these are centers or vortexes of energy. So imagining the color orange for the center. I haven't automated my visuals yet, so I have to just change them. There we go. So if you want to open your eyes and look at that orange on the screen, or you can just imagine it inside, or getting a sense for that orange. This has to do with our emotions. So keeping our emotions balanced. It's important to have emotions, or we'd just be robots, but sometimes, on the other hand, if our emotions get away on us and we can't control them, then it's also an issue. So trying to find that balance. I don't want the string too sharp or too flat. Breathing into that center. Feeling like you're building an energy with each breath, vitalizing that center, becoming brighter and more vibrant with each breath. Maybe allowing yourself to gently sway from side to side, as if you're cradling a baby, just that natural instinct to move. Which is appropriate because the center is associated with the divine feminine energy. Okay, so the sound for this center is ooh, like you've just seen something really beautiful. Ooh. Okay, so I'll get that started. We'll take a breath in, and we open the hands going ooh. Allowing it to be a dance. We inhale, bring the hands back to the paint bucket to dip. Getting that orange and ooh, sending that orange out to the world, painting the world around us. Inhale. Ooh. Find your own rhythm with your own breath. Ooh. Keeping that going. Ooh. Ooh. And a great instrument for the center is the didgeridoo. With the movement, with the sound, they all blend into one. Follow your instincts and just move. center there, that color orange, and just connecting with that energy. It's just a bit of imagination, right? No children would have trouble with these exercises. As adults, we tend to start making more and more black and white decisions about the world. Let's just have fun with some color. We're going to slide our hands up to just above the navel center, to the Manipura energy center associated with the color yellow. And this is the fiery center, the solar plexus connected with the sun. This is our source of energy. In martial arts as well, the center is often referred to as that center, and it's also where we were nourished in the womb. And with that fiery sun energy, it brings a sense of confidence and self-assurance, of steady placement in the world, of believing in ourselves and who we are. Having the strength to be a leader, having the strength to be a follower when that's the right thing to do. And being associated to the sun, this is also associated with the masculine energy. And which, of course, we all have both. We all have masculine and feminine energy, and the idea is to balance the two for the sake of ourself and for the sake of the planet upon which we live. So we're ascending through the Ionian scale. The next note, we're on the next note, and the next vowel sound associated with this note is the sound O. So it is similar to the previous sounds. We're progressing. There's a few sort of variation with the U's and the O's, and we make our way to the other vowels. So this is O, like in the word go. So allowing yourself to get a bit of movement. This track has a little bit more rhythm in it, which is appropriate for that fiery energy. The goal is to dance as slow as possible, as if we're manipulating the energy field around us. So we'll come in with those sounds again. You can start with the hands on the belly, or find your own variation if that's what's right for you, but here we go. So with the sound O, so a breath in. Breathe when you need to. Painting the world around you yellow. The idea of an aura might sound a little bit wishy-washy, but science as well proves that we all have an energetic field around us, bioenergetic field, electromagnetic field, and we just paint that yellow right now. Imagine you're inside of a sphere and you want to paint every part of that sphere around you yellow with your hands. Feeling like an artist while you move your hands around. It's a work of art, the human body and movement, celebrating that. Here we have the shaker for its vibrant, fiery energy. Falling into that dance for just another moment. Allowing it to slow down, but we're still moving. As that Manipura chakra comes into balance, not depleted in energy, but also not overbearing. And one last time. And bringing the hands back to the navel center. Again, connecting with that yellow, with that energy, with that vitality, the strength of the sun. Still connected to the breath. The breath is like the motor that keeps us moving through this whole journey, always coming back to the breath. Sliding the hands up over the heart. The Anahata energy center, the heart chakra, the most famous of all the chakras, known in our culture and around the globe to represent love. Unconditional love. The word anahata actually essentially means infinite, because the love that we have inside of our heart is infinite. It means infinite sound, because we emanate a sound from our heart that is an infinite sound, both infinite in duration as well as capacity. So we have an infinite amount of love in our heart, right inside us. How cool is that? It's like if you had an infinite amount of money, you'd give it to everybody, right? Well, we've got that in the best currency available. The color for the center is green. And we have a very rhythmic based track for this heart center, which is very rhythmic based as well. And the sound for this center is ah. Like ah, isn't that nice? To have all this love, and we're gonna share it out with the world with that sound. So we'll take a deep breath in. And great. Inhale, dip your hands in the paint, bringing them back to the center. And connecting ourselves in with that green energy all around us. Let it become a dance. Follow your intuition. Whatever feels nice for you. Be experimental. The sound that comes out might not always be pretty. Keep singing. I'm just talking. Keep singing. Sometimes the sound that comes out might be a little bit dirty, and that's great. That means that we're getting something out that's been stuck inside of us. This is not about performing. It's not about trying to make pretty notes. We need to let go of that Western perception of music for a moment to allow ourselves to really explore the primal essence of our human voice and the potential that it has for all of us. So whatever sound comes out, love it. Know you're working through that. You might find it's easier to sing some centers than other centers. Interesting. What might that tell us about those different areas of our body? What can we learn? It's all observation. The Indian cartels for this chakra, the rhythm. Oh, that ringing sound of the infinity of the heart. Let it out. Push yourself to explore your limits here today, to feel that vibration resonating your entire being. Dancing your own slow-mo dance. One more time with all your heart. Bringing those hands back to the heart center. Observing how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. Consider ourselves scientists. We have no expectations. Just observing and learning about our inner world. As we slide the hands up to the base of the throat, in whatever way feels natural to do that. Might be fingertips or palms. As we make our way up to the Vishuddha chakra, having to do with our expression, with our vocalization. It's the throat. how we express ourselves to the world, how we let the world know. Sorry if you're getting any disturbance in the headphones. Doesn't normally happen, but I think there's something in the area that's disrupting it, but it should pass. Maybe there's some disruption in this energy center. Who knows? So yeah, how we express ourselves, not only vocally, how we may express ourselves through art, through cooking, through conversation, how we let the world know who we are and all that great stuff we've talked about in our bodies so far, how we let that out and let the world know who we are and not keep it bottled up. And the sound for this center appropriately is I, like I am alive. So connecting with that blue, feeling it resonating, getting brighter in that center as we prepare to sound out the sound I. So let's take a deep breath in and painting the world around us. For this center, a really appropriate sound is the flute. This is a Peruvian flute, not that I've been there or participated, but it's from ayahuasca ceremonies in Peru, so if that means anything to you, it's quite an interesting background. This very flute. So beautifully emulates the perfection of the human voice. Time with all your expression. sliding the hands up to our forehead. I find a nice way for that is maybe fingertips, like middle fingertips or so, over the forehead, and the hands can even cover the eyes and take us into a nice internal space. However feels natural for you to bring that awareness. It's very quiet. Still just working with the breath, connecting to that center. So this center has to do with intuition. And obviously, we're just going to ride without the binaural beat for this one, because that's what the computer's intuition is saying to do. But we still have the music flowing in. So intuition is a vital part of life as we connect and we have that awareness of what decision to make at any time. It's such a valuable tool. This center is often decorated throughout cultures around the globe. Whether that's the crown jewels throughout Europe on the crown of the king and queen, or the Native American headdresses, or Egyptian, or the clay markings in India, all celebrating this center, the third eye, probably the second most famous energy center, because intuition is vital for leadership. Anyone who's leading needs but we're all leading our own life. And the more we tune in with our intuition, the better we can make those crucial big life decisions, as well as the little ones, the more we learn to listen. So the sound for the center is A. So just taking a few more breaths there as we awaken our awareness to that center. Start to sing that a bit. Notice the music for the center is very slow. As we move higher through the centers, the idea behind each center becomes less tangible and more etherical. And so too does our energy behind it and our movement, allowing it to become spacious. The color for the center is purple. center, which has a beautiful frequency and resonance, which seems to align very well with that intuition. Keeping that awareness of the center of the forehead, maybe noticing any sensations, vibration, tingling. Maybe it feels like a laser beam shooting straight out of your forehead, which is what happened for Shiva in the mythology. One last time, awakening that intuition. As we come now to slide our hands up to the crown center. The Sarasrara energy center, the 1,000-petaled lotus flower, the white lotus upon the top of the head, opening up to the sky above, to the cosmos. And through this we, as humans, become a bridge between the earth and the sky. And resonating out of the center is pure white light. And I like to think of this center as our Wi-Fi connection. It's how we connect to the World Wide Web, the original internet, the original web that connects everything together. Every culture on the planet has come up with a different name for the same thing, so you can pick whatever name resonates with you. I find it funny that before Google there was God. Both places where we go to ask our questions. Life's hard without the internet, right? We all know that. Imagine living our life without being connected to the real internet. Real. So we're gonna open up our Wi-Fi signal here with the sound E, which comes out the crown of the head. So let's do that. Let's take a deep breath in and open up like that blooming lotus flower.
And for this center, I find nothing more appropriate than the human voice. I started out with these singing exercises, singing the vowels many years ago, and have continued to develop and along that journey of intuitive singing. So here's my extension of that for you today. You just keep going with your E for now. Feel called to branch away from the E sound and explore your own intuitive voice, then I welcome you to do that as well. Join me in whatever way that feels good. We don't care how it sounds. Back down to that center. Feeling well pleased that we've tuned our guitar all by ourselves. I'm only here for some guidance, but you've done all the work. But the best part of tuning a guitar is not the process of tuning, but playing music afterwards. And so we can all go out into the world and play some beautiful songs for the people around us. Make the world a little bit of a more vibrant, colorful place. But before we do so, we can make our way back down to the floor. Taking your time, and we'll come to lay back down, and we'll just take a moment to to explore, now that we're all tuned up, explore our inner world with a little bit greater depth and intention. yourself nice and comfortable and relaxed on the floor again. And we're going to close our eyes and go into our own internal world, our own internal nature, our human nature, our personal nature. So let's find ourselves in nature. Perhaps in a forest. And that may be a dense forest, it may be more spacious. Tuning in with that, your own inner forest and what it's like. This is a chance to maybe learn a little bit about ourselves by what we observe here. How does it feel? And there in front of us, we notice a lightly trodden earthen path that's calling us. And we start to walk along that path, taking in the sights as they go by, making our way further along, until up ahead we see we are approaching a cave. Now this cave entrance may be quite large and you can walk right in. Maybe it's quite small and you have to crawl. Maybe it's tiny and you have to shrink right down and make your way in. Whatever works for you. When we start to make our way into that space, we realize that this cave is leading to our subconscious mind. And as we start to crawl through it, we have a sudden sense of opportunity and potential, and something calling us to journey down deeper into this cave. And as we continue to crawl, we see a light up ahead. Not just any light, the most magnificent, radiating, emanating light, calling us. It's almost etherical in nature, enchanted light at the end of this tunnel. And we slowly make our way further down. And maybe the cave is getting smaller, but we feel this sense that we are on the right path, that this is where we're meant to be. And we continue to journey. And we realize that we're coming close to the end. And as we continue to journey down that path, we feel more and more relaxed, because we know that this is right deep in our heart, and that there's a great opportunity waiting for us. And so we realize we're about 11 seconds away from the end. So we start to count down as we journey. 11. Getting closer and closer, and we keep counting to ourselves. 10, closer, feeling more relaxed and comforted as we crawl through. 9, 8, letting all thoughts go. 7, almost there. 6, 5, feeling this anticipation. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we realized the light was actually an opening into an enormous cavern. And we crawl through into this great spacious cavern full of stalactites and stalagmites, but it's also glowing. The walls on all sides, so vibrant. And now here in this cave, we notice we're not alone, but we're greeted by our guide. Now that might be someone, a friend or family from present or the past, or maybe they've already passed, or maybe it's a spirit guide, or maybe it's just a unknown monk or priestess, somebody with a beautiful smile who makes you feel at home. And they gesture to the walls around and how they're glowing, and you realize that the walls are made of thousands and thousands of glowing orbs of light, little spheres of light. All of these balls lining the walls, all perfectly arranged. And you look around at them in their beauty, and you realize that these are the attributes of your subconscious mind, and how beautiful they all are, glowing, and how beautiful we all are on the inside. As you look around at that beauty, you notice some of the lights aren't glowing quite as bright. Just a couple here and there. And so you approach one, and you notice inside of this one, there's an attribute about yourself that you would like to let go of. Something that's no longer serving you. Maybe it's something we developed in our youth, but now is only holding us back. And you look into that ball and you see you behaving in those ways, and you see how it's not helping you anymore. You see how it's dim. And you take the ball into your hands and walk back to the middle of the cave, where your guide is waiting for you and gestures for you to place it upon a small mound in the center of the cave, but to your surprise, the ball floats above it, hanging there. And you realize that this is the programming center, and you have an opportunity to reprogram this ball and to instill it with something that you believe will take you on the right path as you move forward in your life. A quality that you feel would be great to develop within yourself as you let go of this old quality, and we just reboot the software in this orb, and we're gonna let go of that old and replace it with something new. So bringing that to mind. And with that, your guide moves towards the ball, and you move toward the ball, and together you wave your hands as if you know exactly how and what to do, and it works. And you see the ball suddenly releasing that old and suddenly glowing brighter and brighter and brighter with this new attribute that is now becoming a part of your life. And you look into the ball and you see yourself behaving in those ways and knowing how easy it will be to bring that into your life now, because the work is already done. And you feel this sense of joy and relief coming over you. And you pick up that ball under your guide's guidance, and you carry it back and place it back on the wall. And now it glows just as bright as all the others, and you feel like your work here is done. You look around at the beauty of this cavern one more time and thank your guide, whoever they may be, and maybe you give them a big hug, appreciating them for always working away and being there to support you. And with that, you make your way back to the exit. And as you make your way through, you close the door behind you, closing off the subconscious mind, knowing that you've done your work for today. And if ever you want to return, then you always can. And we'll always open and close the door as we do. So slowly making your way back up. Beginning to crawl up or walking, however large your cave is, as you start to make your way up and you see that light shining, that natural light of the sun at the top of the tunnel now. And you feel excited to come back to the world, knowing that you've done this great work here today, deeper than our conscious mind can ever understand. And maybe our conscious mind might be skeptical, but we know deep down that there's value, and we've done something important. And we start to further make our way up, and as we do, we start to feel more and more awake, more and more present, and we're climbing our way up back to that forest, and we can't wait to see what that forest looks like when we get back to it. So crawling our way up, climbing our way up, 10, or from 1, we're almost there, and 2, we're slowly making our way towards the top, 3, waking up more and more, 4, feeling like we're almost there, 5, climbing up, 6, 7, 8, coming back, 9, 10, 11, and as we step out, we keep our eyes closed and we find ourselves much more present in our body, but still in our forest. And we look around, and we notice how our forest looks now. Maybe the same, maybe a little brighter. Maybe the birds are singing and flying around. Sense of optimism in the air. And you feel at home. At home in yourself. Start to wiggle our fingers and toes a little, and gradually we start to open our eyes, if that feels right for you, as we just come back to this world. Take a moment to enjoy that silence. The silence is perhaps the most important part. So how about we can even slide off our headphones now and enjoy that silent space. Not only external, but an internal silence. Yogash chitta vritti narodaha. Yoga calms the turnings of the mind.